Hi, my name is Carol Clawson, and today I will be talking to you about student portfolios as my major research project for Dr. Longing's class, Technology for School Leaders. What is an online student portfolio? An online student portfolio is a collection of the student's best schoolwork in a way that the student can show it off. Now, online student portfolios are not to be confused with online special education assessment portfolios that are in lieu of a state-mandated testing in Arkansas. An online student portfolio that displays a student's schoolwork could include essays and writings, artwork, assignments, graphic design, technology pieces, photography pieces, or basically whatever the student wants to display for colleges or employment opportunities, depending on what field of work they are pursuing. Students can create online portfolios using creativity that reflects their individual personalities. For instance, they can use sports themes, bright colors, decorative borders, pictures, or photography in their portfolios. Students can provide, not only the evidence of their accomplishments, which is their schoolwork, but they should also include other documents such as transcripts, personal references, a resume, and supervisor contacts from any work experiences that they've had. Here's an example of an online student portfolio. If you Google online student portfolio examples, you will find several examples, and all of these portfolios look different and are unique because they are individuals who are creatively expressing who they are and what their interests are. As you can see in this example, Matt chose his home page as his personal information page and also included a picture of himself. His personal information also includes his graduation date, his desired major, name, email, and where he lives. This student included a short biography of himself to include sports and hobbies to help the viewer get to know him a little better and to see what his interests are in and outside of school. Also on the left-hand side, you'll see our options that you can click on. These will take you to other areas within his portfolio. He is named like education to include his educational transcript that has his grades and what he took and everything under there. And then under band, he included all sports and hobbies. Under politics, he decided to use that area because he loves to do a lot of writings for history. He has a lot of things in there about political viewpoints, and he has social studies essays, which include all of his student work. He has essays, writings, his viewpoints on certain subjects. He also has contact information and links and a resume. Those are all great things. Like as someone who is viewing his portfolio, you could go and look at all of those things and decide, and you can look at each individual piece of work under there, under politics, to see what his skills are. Why do students need a portfolio? Well, as they transition to the next step leading to employment, they will need to have easy access to important information that their employer or admissions counselor might request. Organization is the key to successful employment down the road. Everyone turns in a portfolio. Everyone turns in a resume. When you turn in a portfolio to someone, they get to see a lot more than just your resume. And a portfolio enables the student and educators and families to look at the student's capabilities, focus on their strengths, and develop strategies for those underdeveloped areas or those lack of skills, and to plan things for their future. Employers and college counselors love to see student work and organizational skills. Why should teachers include portfolios into their programs? As a teacher or administrator, it is difficult to incorporate new things in the classroom. And online portfolios are one way for teachers to start early and to educate students about how they can manage their own academic and professional accomplishments. Educators can link learning with future planning and goal setting. And through the portfolio process, students develop the self-awareness, goal setting, and decision-making skills that are essential for successfully transitioning into the real world, in which could include gainful employment, college, or a trade school. Portfolios are a work in progress, and students have to learn to be accountable for keeping their portfolios up to date. When using online student portfolios, students examine their own work that is collected over time, and then they use that information to assist with decision making as they make those crucial choices concerning what they're going to do. In this way, students become actively involved in a process of taking responsibility for their own learning, but also for their own planning. Teachers are also gaining important information about the student. When students are working on portfolios, it offers a huge opportunity to observe and document a wide range of student behaviors, skills, and learning over an extended period of time. The teacher then can take and help the student to grow within those weaker skill areas throughout the year and focus on how to really help this child, to prepare them for the transition after high school. Teachers can create a collaborative learning environment where some of the more tech-savvy students can guide and help others to learn. We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, and when we can collaborate with each other and take our strengths and help each other out, then it's even better when the student can do it. These practices can generate trust, offer problem-solving opportunities, and even deepen peer-to-peer learning on the educational lessons taught in the course. What is the role of the educator? As the educator who is guiding students through the portfolio process, it is important to remember that some guidelines have to be established in order for it to be successful to enhance the learning of students. In order to do this, the educator must first develop a thorough understanding of the context and goals and the overall components of a portfolio. To do this effectively, educators should have clearly defined student outcomes, become familiar with all parts of the portfolio process, understand your school expectations and procedures, because they will vary, assemble a model portfolio with all necessary forms for the students to be able to go and pick up and view, and if they get stuck, that's problem solving. Go look at the model portfolio that we gave to you for you to look at. They must understand the process and create a rubric to assess and to help the students to understand. Especially if you're going to take a grade, and if you're going to incorporate it into your classroom lessons, there's got to be a way for you to be able to take a grade on it. And so you're going to need to create a rubric of some sort where the student knows what the expectations are, and so does the educator. One of the roles of the educator is to develop the level of student responsibility. They need to know that they are responsible, and also the independence that takes place. Educators can support the students by ensuring that they understand the task by providing instruction on portfolio requirements as needed, helping students identify and work through their problems to solutions, and fostering time management skills. That is a big one with kids, time management. Even adults struggle with that. So this is definitely something that is a skill that everyone needs work on, and you're going to help them stay on that and stay on task and teach them the time management skills. You foster organizational skills, which is another big skill that is just required throughout your whole life, and some people have it and some people don't, but you can teach it. And giving students regular feedback on their work and their portfolio process. Students need to have feedback and know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong and what their strengths are, and to work on their weaknesses. And then serving as a resource of ideas for students. It is typical. Students may struggle with some of the work and become frustrated. This is a normal and expected part of the portfolio process. The role of the educator is to assist students in finding their own solutions to the problems, or to help their peers help them to find the solutions to their problems. And walking them through the problem-solving process is a huge thing. So it's a good thing. What are the benefits to an online student portfolio? Well, one of the benefits is that it prepares students for college and career applications. In today's technology world, online portfolios are more impressive than traditional resumes. When colleges are choosing between applicants, they like to see student work. Student engagement and expression. When school programs utilize student portfolios, they actually see the students they're engaged and they're working, and students seem to put more effort into creating their best work when they know that it will be viewed by others, and especially when it's going to be viewed by their peers. Just a briefly, I would like to go over some key points about student portfolios. One of the things that we know is that a student portfolio is a collection of their best work, and it's a way for students to show it off. A portfolio enables the student, educators, and families to look at their capabilities and focus on strengths, work on the areas that are lacking, and plan for the future. Online portfolios are one way for teachers to start early and educate kids and students about how they can learn for themselves, they can manage their own time, and they can plan for their future and accomplish their goals. It prepares students for college. We talked about, in the technology world, it's impressive to see a portfolio. A resume is just another piece of paper. And just the fact that the students they're engaged and they get to express themselves and their interests through their work. When teaching students how to create and update online portfolios, it is easier. This is something I just wanted to go over. It's easier if you use Google Sites. Evernote and WordPress are some helpful sites to use when creating portfolios. And I went in and it was just a little more guidance there. Students need step-by-step instructions, and they were just some user-friendly sites, Evernote and WordPress. So that is the end of my presentation, and thank you for your attention. End of my presentation, and thank you for your attention.